Lesson 1-10, Order of Operations. In this video, we're going to review the order of operations and why it's important. So first off, what do they mean by the order of operations? The order of operations is just a set of rules that are used to simplify mathematical expressions with more than one operation. Now you might be asking, why is that so important to have these set rules? Well, let me make up a problem. If I chose 4 times 7 minus 3, if I were to just go from left to right, 4 times 7 is 28. 28 minus 3 would give us 25. Now, if I did the same problem, but did it in a different order, what if I did 7 minus 3 first and got 4? 4 times 4 gives me 16. Now I have the same problem, but I have two different answers. So who is correct? So mathematicians decided we need to have set rules so we can determine what would be the correct way of solving these math problems. Now your calculator will always follow order of operations. So now what is the order of operations? One way to remember the order is PEMDAS. P for parentheses, or if you see brackets, or if you see absolute value, and there's a problem in there, you need to simplify those parts first. The E stands for exponents. Then you simplify any numbers that have exponents on it. And the next part is multiplication or division. And you always do whatever comes first from left to right. And the last step would be always to add and subtract, always from left to right. So in this case, the sample problem I had, the correct way of solving it would be this way. I would have to do 4 times 7 first, which is 28, then subtract 3. So let's take a look at some examples. Here we're going to simplify the following. Here I have parentheses in here, but inside the parentheses I have to follow the order of operations. So multiplication comes before addition. So 2 times 2 is 4. 8 plus 4 would give us 12. Since I've already simplified my parentheses, I look for any exponents. I do have an exponent at the very beginning. 6 squared is 36. And then I have divided by 2 squared, which is 4. Next, I have to still follow after I did my exponents. So I did the P, I did the E, the next is multiplication and division. Well, I have a division at the end here, so I have to do that first. So this will be 36 minus 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then I can do 36 minus 3, which will give us 33. Now, if I wanted to verify this with my calculator, I can grab my calculator quickly. And if I typed it in exactly the way you see it, so 6 squared minus parentheses 8 plus 2 times 2 and parentheses divided by 2 squared, you would get 33. Next, here we got brackets, and inside the brackets I got parentheses, and I also have division. So let's do the parentheses first. So 32 plus 43, that's going to give us 75. And then inside the brackets, now I have 75 divided by negative 15. And 75 divided by negative 15, that would give us a negative 5. So our brackets would be negative 5, and then I multiply, and I have 2 cubed. So exponents come before multiplication. So 2 cubed would be 8. So I would have negative 5 times 8, which will give us an answer of negative 40. Next, we have 12 times negative 3 cubed plus negative 10. I got to do exponents first. So this would be negative 2 cubed would be negative 8. And then I do multiplication from left to right. So negative 8 times 12 would give us a negative 96. And a negative 96 plus a negative 10 would give us a negative 106. Now, if I want to verify this one as well, I would have 12 times parentheses negative 2. This is raised to the third power. And then I have plus parentheses negative 10. And we get negative 106. Next example, here we got brackets. We need to solve inside the brackets first. So we have parentheses, two sets of parentheses. So negative 24 divided by negative 24 divided by 3 is negative 8. And then I have negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5. So now that I simplified the parentheses, now I multiplied the two parentheses to get an answer for my bracket, which will give us 40. And then I divide that by 2, which will give us 20. A couple other examples. When you have a fraction bar in here, you have to simplify the numerator first, simplify the denominator, then you do the division at the very end. So here I'm going to simplify the numerator. I do the parentheses first, so that's 32. And then I have 3 squared, which is 9. 9 times 32. And then this is going to be divided by positive 4 in the bottom. And then for here, I'm just going to simplify first. And the reason why I'm going to simplify first is because I can see a common factor in the numerator and denominator. I can divide a 4 here and divide a 4 here, and I get an 8, and I get a 1 on the bottom. And all I'm left with is 9 times 8, which is 72. And 72 divided by 1 is 72. Now you could do 32 times 9, get an answer, and then divide by 4. I feel it's a little bit easier, at least for me, to divide by 4 first and then do the multiplication at the very end. But I can only do that if I have common factors in the numerator and the denominator. Next, here I have parentheses and multiplication and division. So parentheses first, negative 30 minus 24 is 6. So right now I have negative 2 cubed times 6, and I have to divide all that by 3. And the denominator, I go from left to right. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. And negative 2 plus a negative 6. So if I simplify this, now the negative 2 cubed, the cube is only on the 2, so that means I'm going to have 2 cubed, which is 8, times a negative 1. Now, if negative 2 is in parentheses, raised to the third power, then I would have negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So here I have negative 8 times 6, and then divide that by 3. So that's going to be negative 48 divided by 3, which is negative 16. And on the denominator, negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8. So if I divide that by negative 8, I get an answer of positive 2. Next, I have 3 times negative 16, which is negative 48, minus, now I have to do the division first before I can subtract. And 60 divided by 12 is 5. Now I have 48 minus 5, which really means I'm adding the opposite. So negative 48 plus a negative 5 would give us a negative 53. And the next one here, we have parentheses in the numerator. So 2 plus 4 is 6. 6, and then it'll be 6 cubed. And then in the denominator, we have 2 exponentials. So we have 2 cubed, which is 8, plus 4 cubed, which is 64. And then 6 cubed, I believe, is 216, but let's just verify it. So 6 to the third power is 216. So right now we have 216 divided by 64 plus 8, which will give us 72. And then we can do the division. So we have 216. Divide that by 72. That's going to give us 3. And our last problems, simplify using PEMDAS. Here we're going to simplify the numerator. So 20 divided by 10 is 2. It's 26 minus 5 is 21. all that has to be divided by 6. So right now I have 2 times 21, which is 42. Divide that by 6. 42 divided by 6 is going to give us 7. This next one, simplify 2 plus 4 is 6. I got 6 cubed. Over here, that's 8. This is 64. And this is the same one as we did that last one, but let's just do this anyways. So this would be 216 divided by 72, which will give us an answer of 3. So as a quick review on using the order of operations to simplify expressions.